do you do? I missed it.
He did the 3, 2, 1
shit
thing.
again.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was turning down the thermostat because it's really hot in my room. And that's very hard to do when I have to go outside my room on crutches.
Oh no.
しまった。
どうしたのじいちゃん。
所長室に大事なものを忘れてきてしまったんじゃ。
大事なものって？
Oh no, did you leave the photo?
写真じゃよ。
Oh.
あの写真じゃ。
Oh yeah, we must have set it down after using the face recognition thing.
そうじゃ。わしはあれを取りに引き返す。二人は先に A 階の倉庫へと戻っていてくれ。
じゃあ僕も所長室に戻るよ。
Me too.
いや、二人もついてくる必要はない。一人は倉庫に向かうんじゃ。他の者たちがすでに倉庫で待っているかもしれんからな。
All right.
You better not drink yourself silly, old man.
I'll see you two later then.
うん、頼んだぞ。
また後でね、シグマさん。
I watched them jog off toward the blue door. Quark, you keep him from drinking all the brandy. And then they were gone.
Guess I should be getting back then.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I'm working on these pins. Oh, that doesn't even have a... Huh, that's weird. Will that even work on here? Vaguely.
I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio
And this
spotted
asshole.
Dio.
The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room and slid his card through the reader.
Yeah, be afraid, dumbass.
Yeah.
Ambidex ゲートが開放されました。Ambidex ゲーム投票の締め切りまで残り45分です。
As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin. I completely believe you. I'm pretty sure that's his default expression.
別に構わない
Yeah?
今回はシグマが戻ってきたのをちゃんと見届けてからゲートを開いたんだ。勝手な真似とは言わせない。
No, you can't.
But Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here.
そういえば、二人はどうしたんだ？
I guess they forgot something back in the room we found. They ran back to grab it real quick.
だったらすぐにやってくるだろう。何の問題もない。
While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigated. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenmyoji and Quark were nowhere in sight. Uh-oh.
なあ、いくらなんでも遅すぎるんじゃないか。心配ですね。何かあったんでしょうか？
I'll go have a look.
では、私もお供しましょう。
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away.
ミイラ取りがミイラにならないようにね。
What?
What?
That's... I don't think... Okay. Look, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be right back, no big deal. Right, see you guys later.
I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse.
What does she think that means?
I don't know.
It's like her version of saying "go piss, girl."
See, I was thinking it's like when somebody like gets up to go somewhere and you're like, have fun, don't die.
Yeah.
It's like, don't let the abyss piss in you. I don't know. Did I kill Vado? I think I might have killed Vado.
Huh?
Yeah, I think I killed Vado.
That's odd. There's nobody here.
I'm alive!
The picture's gone, though. Tenmyoji and Quark must have been here then.
I laid out the floor B map.
They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route.
But then where are they?
On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Huh. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly.
I don't think that's all it is.
Well, this was a huge waste of time. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose.
I'd packed up the map and was headed toward the door when...
Huh?
There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before.
What? Why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work.
I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it, slowly. Slowly.
No, you're...
Yeah, no, that's absolutely him.
聞きたいことは星の数ほどあるだろう。だが見ての通り、私のこの姿は事前に記録されたホログラムの映像だ。したがって残念ながら、君の質問には答えることができない。あらかじめこのことを心得ておいてもらいたい。
I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my balled fist at my side.
I wasn't looking at the screen and I thought you said B-A-L-D, bald fist.
Termites.
いぐらいの見事な建造物だよ。非常に整然としていて秩序だっている。ところでシロアリたちはあの建造物を何かの設計図に基づいて構築しているのだろうか。無論そんなわけがない。彼らは遺伝子に刻み込まれたプログラムにのっとってただ単調な作業を継続しているだけだ。おそらくその一匹一匹は自分たちが何を作っているのかさえも分かっていないだろう。しかしそれを観察している人間たちは知っている。そのアリ塚のエレガントな佇まいを、機能美を、見事に計算され尽くした構造を、つまりアリよりも高知な知性を持った存在にしかその構造体の美しさは理解できないということだ。さて、ここで我々人類について考えてみよう。我々はどうして生きている？何のために恋をし、何のために子供を産み、何のために物を生産し、何のために文化を育んでいる。目的は誰にもわからない。我々はただ遺伝子に刻み込まれたプログラムにのっとって単調な毎日を繰り返しているだけだ。さあ、ここまで言えばもう分かってもらえるだろう。そう、要するに私が言いたいのは、シロアリも人類も同じなのではないかということだ。我々は日々の営みを繰り返しながらもその究極の目的については全く理解していない。つまり我々は何を作っているのか知らないのだ。それを認識できるのは我々人類よりも高次な知性を持った存在のみ。あるいはその存在から見れば、我々人類は何かとんでもなく秩序だったエレガントな構造体を作っているのかもしれない。我々人類が悠久の時の中で構築し続けてきたその何かは、もう一次元高いレベルから見るならば恐ろしく感動的な何かである可能性も否定できないのだ。そして今君はその片鱗を知ろうとしている。違うかね。いずれにせよ、これで一つ目の話は終わりになる。これが私の伝えたかった重要なことのうちの一つだ。では続けて二つ目の話に移ろう。これは君の人生を、いや数十億という人々の命をつなぎ止めるためのものだ。いささか唐突ではあるが、これから私はある一つのパスワードについて教える。爆弾01を解除するためのパスワードだ。
Bomb?
いいかね。一度しか言わないからよく聞くといい。01の解除用パスワードは BQZRGJDXR。
Okay then. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? Yes, there are. At least 3
Several,
of them.
in fact.
If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
さて、以上をもって私からの話は全て終了となる。最後に一つだけ忠告しておく。今ここで聞いたこと、見たことについては決して他の者たちに話してはならない。もしも話せば、その時点で君にはペナルティが課せられることになる。ではまたいつかどこかで会う。その時を楽しみにしている。
Wait! God damn it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
I found myself
He just
yelling
did.
at empty air. The hologram had disappeared.
Ugh. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us?
You would be surprised.
You would be surprised.
kicked out at a nearby shelf.
アンビデックスゲーム投票の締め切りまで残り10分です。
Better get back.
速やかに投票を済ませてください。
Run, bitch boy, run.
所定の時刻までに投票を行わなかった場合、未投票者の選択は協力に設定されます。
Ah, crap. I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here.
I spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse.
じっちゃん、シグマさんが戻ってきたよ。
どうにか間に
You
合ったよ
really
うじゃ
did
な。
just miss them.
Where are the others?
AB ルームの中だよ。
They went in already?
そうじゃ。
Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me?
うん。じっちゃんが投票の前にどうしても話しておきたいことがあるからって。
Oh.
Oh?
まあ大したことではないんじゃが。
Sigma, get out of my head.
わしとクオークは次のラウンドで必ず協力を選ぶ。ただそのことを伝えておきたかったんじゃ。
And you had to tell me that no matter what. Seems kinda pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
確かにそうじゃが、わしらには根拠がある。必ず協力を選ぶという根拠がな。
Okay, go ahead.
わしとクオークの BP はともに8。正直に言うが、すでにリーチがかかっておる状態なんじゃ。この状態でわしらが BP を9以上にするにはどうすればよいか。まず前提条件としてシグマに協力を選んでもらう必要があるわけじゃが、この条件の下ではわしらが協力を選ぼうと裏切りを選ぼうといずれにせよ同じなんじゃよ。
You get to 9 whether you got 2 or 3 points.
そうじゃ。であるならば、あえてシグマを裏切るまでもない。共に協力を出し合ってポイントを増やした方が賢明じゃろ。
True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you choose betray to protect yourselves.
だからじっちゃんはそれはしないって宣言してるんだよ。
Can I trust you?
もちろんじゃ。
Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everybody gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you. But I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
保証はある。
How?
わしの言葉がそれじゃ。わしらは目標値に達しても決して9の扉は開かない。そう誓おう。他の者たちを置き去りにして2人だけで脱出するわけにはいかんからな。
僕も誓う。約束する。
Man. So all you've got is a promise, huh?
わしは約束は必ず守る。信じてくれ。
お願い。信じて、シグマさん。
Alright, fine. I'll trust you.
投票の締め切りまで残り2分です。
では頼んだぞ、シグマ。
絶対に協力だよ。約束だからね。
With that, they turned and ran into the AB room, second from the right.
Well, guess I should get moving.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenmyoji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seemed like the safe bet. But...
Would you
Look at
dare?
that! Would you betray that sweet boy?
I mean, you kind of did.
That sweet boy that you killed yourself for in a different timeline.
Oh, no, we got a to be continued on that.
True. Tenmyoji I could betray easily enough, but Quark? What the hell was I going to do? He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. The littlest boys.
We're gonna go with ally.
Yay. Not that it really mattered.
アンビデックスゲーム第3ラウンド終了。結果は倉庫内のディスプレイに表示されます。お疲れ様でした。アンビデックスゲートを開放します。アンビデックスゲーム第3ラウンドの結果を発表します。一同画面にご注目ください。
My God.
結果は以上のように確定しました。各自バングルの数字をご確認ください。
Unbelievable.
Hey! What the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
クォークのことは関係ない。投票はわしの独断で行ったんじゃ。
ちっちゃん。
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenmyoji?
わしが誓ったのは次のことだけじゃ。わしらは目標値に達しても決して Q の扉は開かない。
What? So, you're not going to leave?
いや、そうではない。脱出はもちろんさせてもらう。
What?
見ろ、あれを。四つ葉が Q の扉の前に立っておるじゃろ。
What? Don't tell me.
Diabolical!
Well, do we expect anything different from him?
True. Mr. Only Smart when he's tricking people.
Yeah.
開きやがったな。
だが結果発表によると確か天明寺とクオークも
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyoji and Quark ran past.
おい待てよこの野郎。
I want Dio to try going out of the door and die.
まさか脱出するつもりなんですか？そうじゃなかったら開かないでしょ。9の扉。
どうして
外に出て仲間を呼んでく
Kay, you don't get to talk. You also leave whenever you get the opportunity.
ゼロボスを捕まえるためにね。天明寺とクオークも行くのか？
ああ、すまんな。
ごめんねみんな。
どうじゃシグマ、納得したか？わしは約束を破ってはおらん。
Fuck you.
9の扉を開いたのはわしらではなく四つ葉じゃからな。
Like hell I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyoji.
He's a business major.
どうとでも言うがいい。わしはどうしても外に出なければならんのじゃ。一刻も早くここを出て奴に制裁を下さねばならん。
奴というのは
無論ゼロボスのことじゃよ。
ゼロボスがどこにいるのか知ってるって言うんですか？
ああ、ここまで来たのじゃからもう行っても構わんじゃろ。わしはゼロボスのことをよく知っておるんじゃ。
なんだと？
9の扉が開放されました。9の扉閉鎖まで残り9秒です。
さあ行くよ天明寺さん、クオーク。
うん。
ちょっと待って。シグマさん、これ読んでもらえる？
Quark held something out. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper.
What is this?
手紙。AB ゲームの前に所長室で書いたんだ。これを読んでもらえればじっちゃんと僕のこと分かってもらえると思う。だから、はい。
He pressed it into my hand.
それじゃあねシグマさん。
Then he turned and ran toward the door, Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say...
ではな。
じゃあね。
9の扉を閉鎖しました。これにてノナリーゲームは終了となります。お疲れ様でした。なお、ゲームの終了に伴い、施設内にある9の扉以外のすべての扉は開放されます。どうぞごゆっくりとお過ごしください。残りの余生をこの施設の中で。
Do we get to read the paper at least?
Please?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
行っちまったな。
あとはあの3人が助けを呼んでくれることを祈るばかりだな。
ええ。
そうですね。
I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? Aww. But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Oh, that's precious! Grandpa didn't need to worry, though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched.
God.
I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, and all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float! I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float, I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. "Is this really mine?" He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I had never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration, I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he'd just found me and adopted me or not. He'd bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So, Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I'd torn one of my shoes that morning and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care." Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset, and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I'd started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. How did he fit all of this on 2 pages?
He wrote very small.
The rain didn't...
It's written in Japanese.
Yeah. The rain didn't stop, though, so I just sat there staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me.
I mean, maybe he used both sides.
It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone, but maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he'd had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever. Even if he said I couldn't. Aww. That was adorable, but also some of the things he said about, like, the environment he was living in, very interesting.
Yeah.
Why is the screen not changing?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Hello? Oh, there it is.
Credits!
Wow, we found an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally!
It only took us, God, probably like 20 episodes by the time we get to this point in this recording.
Yeah.
Probably.
Have we actually not found another ending?
No, this is the first one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
Like an ending and not just like a bad end.
Yeah.
Or to be continued.
Yep.
Yeah. Incredible.
I think this is Quark ending, is what it's
Yeah.
called.
Makes sense.
And I'm wondering now, if you hit betray, then you probably get Tenmyoji ending. Maybe?
No.
No?
Well,
No, this is the Tenmyoji ending.
Is it?
Yes.
Then what the hell is Quark ending?
are you looking at like an endings guide right now?
Yes.
But yeah, we don't have to beat around the bush around Tenmyoji's identity anymore.
Yay!
Fucking Junpei!
Yeah!
Junpei.
Jumpy's back.
Jumpy's back.
The only character to be in all 3 games, and as like an active participant,
Okay.
which isn't really spoilers for ZTD because it's pretty fucking blatant.
And also, like, I already knew he was in ZTD because of the stupid walk.
The stupid run animation.
Is it also in the, like, on the fucking cover art?
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. He's the one with the gun to his head.
Yeah.
Okay, now in the cover maybe, but then there's also a point where Sigma has a gun to his head.
Well, yeah, in the cover art, he's the one that's in the chair.
Yeah. God, I'm just looking at his fucking walk.
It's so stupid.
I love it so much.
I hope you put up another. I hope you put up another GIF of his stupid little gay walk.
Please.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Excellent.
It's the what's the point, Junpei? What is the point?
I don't have an answer.
Something is wrong with him.
Many
Something
Yeah.
is deeply wrong with him. But there's
It's
something
fine.
deeply wrong with a bunch of characters from the series.
And that's-
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to wonder if it's like intentional or if Uchikoshi just thinks it's normal.
I don't think he can write normal people.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a normal character that he's written.
It's
I feel like it would have to be someone from AI the Somnium Files.
like I just said. Is Hitomi normal? Question
Hitomi
mark?
is fairly normal.
Well, I can't say why she's weird without going into spoilers.
Well,
so
why she's weird is a normal way of being weird.
Well,
I
no,
guess.
Like it is something that happens.
I know I'm gonna I'm gonna type something and neither of you are allowed to tell Beta what it is, and Beta don't
Okay.
look.
True. True. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up here.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of I wasn't thinking of Hitomi. I was thinking of Ota's mom.
Oh. No,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
pretty normal.
Yeah, she's pretty
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
He's
she's
not,
fairly normal.
but she is.
God, what is her name? Like, isn't it Mayumi?
Yeah, it's Mayumi.
Yeah.
My brain is so fried right now. Sorry.
Yeah, it's probably sleepy time.
I need
Oh,
to
by the
replay
way,
any of the Somnium Files
audience, Newt also bought me Eye of the Somnium Files, so look forward to that at some point.
It's gonna be a while, but we'll get
Yeah.
there eventually.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Should we? I will say, because of how AI the Somnium Files does its roots, should we follow a guide for that?
I don't know
Because
if
there is a very specific way that I played it because it was recommended to me.
I
just
think
dived
it's
in head
fine
first.
to just play it. Like, that's how I experienced it first with, like, when it very first came out. And somebody else played it for me. So, like, I think it's fine to just kind of just do it.
Go hog wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
crazy, go stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, when I played it the first time, I didn't look up anything. I just dove right in.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't look up anything except for this particular route guide, and it didn't give me spoilers. It just said go here or here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's totally fine to just play it. Like, it's not gonna impact it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we will see you guys next time.